So it is very hot where I'm at now. So I decided to just give my hair a rinse, and I decided to come on and do an update. I haven't done an update in a while. And so shout out to any of you folks that have really, really fine hair. On this channel, I like to share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance. So I literally just got out of the shower, and I've been squeezing my hair dry with a towel, which I think is a good idea to use very dark towels to squeeze the water out of your hair. A couple of the distinctions, really, if you have fine hair, um, the ends can eventually fall off. These were very, wow, it's actually some length, but these were puffy, double-stranded twists at one point, and now look at them as they mature. So some of what I share perhaps can be a benefit to kind of like give you some things to look for if you should decide to explore what it is that your hair can and will do over time. I also used to wear a lot of beads and shells, so although I love beads and shells, just the other day I was thinking of putting some beads on my hair. Though they can be very taxing if you have very, very fine hair. Even if you have a lot of hair, if it is, the texture is very, very fine, I don't think it handles a lot of manipulation well. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Body Culinary, professional chef, personal trainer, natural born woman. Shout out to you, whatever your expression is. I'm also a mother and lover of a natural lifestyle, or as natural as I can get it in these times that we're living in. I'm also a person that's had a lot of acne, blackheads, whiteheads, and cystic acne. So I really, I enjoy my hair and my skin. On this channel, I really emphasize for myself, you'll find what your sweet spot is, radical self-acceptance. I think it is really critical to having a strong, stable foundation of esteem, stable emotional and mental stability. Right? As soon as we turn on these screens, it's automatic. We start comparing ourselves to other people. I don't think we even realize the effect. There are studies now that show the effects on how much we're influenced by what we see on social media. So I'm protective of my psyche and cultivating my joy and my vitality, understanding that even with the best care and the living foods, which I love as a lifestyle, unprocessed foods, and with the movement practice and garden therapy, that's the best that I can do in terms of lifestyle practices. And even with that, the body does age. I think it is absolutely astounding, the anxiety, I would say, even the undertone, even though we have smiling faces marketing products at us, the undertone of fear and anxiety around, and I mentioned this on this channel several times, those 5 basic primal human fears, how there's an undercurrent of fear and anxiety around fear of loss of love, inevitable death, fear of criticism, and oh my gosh, I always forget one, poverty, sickness, old age, death, fear of loss of love, or never finding love, and criticism, right? So those are basic human fears that pretty much level the playing field, and I find observing patterns can be a shortcut to understanding just how easy, I'm so humbled, just how easy it is to manipulate folks, especially when it comes to our esteem and having us run out to purchase, trade life force, energy, and time to just keep purchasing more stuff than we could ever use, wear, or need. Right now we've got sprouts going on in the background, several kinds of sprouts. Again, I love unprocessed foods. That's a big part of a lifestyle, again, a lifestyle that we have access to. So, on to this hair. It's just washed, it's still wet. It usually dries very quickly, so again, I just got out of the shower, rinsing it and giving a really thorough massage with the pads of my fingers, right, to my scalp. So there is absolutely no oil, and my scalp feels great. I would say this is the best my scalp has ever felt with 0 oil. Now, my mom actually has locks, and she's cut them, I think, a couple of times, but they're actually down to her butt. And my mom is big on, she has great skin really, really long nails and hair. So my mother takes pride in making her herbal and oil concoctions. For me, I find that it's too greasy, it's very hot where I am. As someone that's had a lot of acne, I'm very aware of things running down into my face, especially as I love the active lifestyle. And also being in the garden, a lot of the dirt and oil being attracted and glued to my face. So I like the feeling of my face breathing. I'm not anti-makeup. I can appreciate it. Maybe at some point I'll play in it. However, my foundation, my preference, my day-to-day is my own hair and skin, celebrating and feeling at ease and free in my own hair and skin. I've made a conscious decision to choose health and confidence over someone's made-up moving goalpost of beauty, because that's too much. So in any event, that's a piece of that right there. They're all flat. There are about 32 of them. And so the water's all dripping down at the bottom. It's interesting. I remember when I first allowed these to combine. And again, these were puffy double strand twists. So my hair is very, very fine. Some people think it's thick. However, I'll let you in on a distinction. I love distinctions. Rather than my hair growing round and thick like Congo natis, especially as I don't twist it, my hair grows wide and flat. So all of my locks are flat. All of them. Some people don't prefer flat locks. Most of the videos I see online, people are wanting to avoid flat locks for styling purposes. In my case, I found that embracing the fro at the base is very preserving and forgiving of the hairlines. I would not have a hairline if I was twisting it. This would be El Gano. El Gano. So I wouldn't. So this is very gentle. I don't have a bunch of pulling at the root and on the scalp. And any kind of pulling on my hair, I'm very tender-headed. It hurts. The pain, the distraction is not for me. So every now and then I have a little part, but a lot of times this will disappear over here, and these are all flat, right? So it's not a lot of them. So sometimes you can't see it when it's laying down, but they literally, I think you can see it better now that it has a bit of length on it. So more than likely, either I'll trim these off or they will break off. So that's fine. I've allowed them to combine so that they would have more support and strength at the base. I think this is a wonderful option for women with very fine hair, or as you feel and you intuit and you can forecast if you really spend time and listen to your body, your hair, and your skin and what it's communicating to you. This is a great option for those of us wanting to preserve. I'm into the preservation. Prevention is worth more than cure. It's much better than cure. So if we're looking to preserve the hair that we have on our head and really want it to be healthy, this I think it's simple, yet it's a different mindset of leaving the hair alone. Like we think of protective hairstyles. This is the most natural that your hair could be. I'm literally using oils from my food, right? From eating living foods, chewing them well, making sure my digestion is on point. My fats and my products are coming from the food that I'm eating inside. And I circulate my products, which are my food, with my movement practice. So it's like that's how I'm transporting and pumping all that nutrition to my scalp, which is up here in the, everything is going down this way with gravity, and the heart, of course, is pumping blood throughout. If we're sitting down and we're not moving and sweating, then we're not efficiently moving toxins, and I think that we're not getting as much benefit out of all the healthy foods, hopefully, that we are eating. So it's my movement practice that cleared up all of that acne, that gives me the freedom to not have to wear makeup if I don't want to. That's not my preference. I prefer a active lifestyle. Maybe every now and then I'll play in some mascara, but however, it feels calming and freeing to be able to enjoy my own hair and skin. And actually for years, I have been very intentional about embracing the different phases of life from a very young woman, especially as a mother, knowing that, and someone that's breastfed, knowing that the texture of my breast would change. And I exercise a lot, knowing that things can happen, injuries, corns, stretch marks. I'm very, very, very protective of my psyche, especially in the climate. I call it a climate of triggeration, of folks projecting a lot of maybe perhaps a dissatisfaction with their own lives. Humans projecting this onto each other. And affected. So I make it a practice, a conscientious practice to be protective of myself. And part of it is just with freedom. You know, it's freedom. Many people may not consider it attractive. That's not really my concern. I actually sometimes will pass the mirror, and it's like I have a little small smile on my face because I like myself. I like my hair. I like my skin. I appreciate the different phases, and I like to approach the changes that are happening throughout my different cycles of life with a sense of wonderment. Kind of like if you've ever seen a baby being born. I've had my child at home and have been on the other end of someone having a baby, and that's one of the most magnificent things you could ever see, right? Is new life coming through. So I like to approach watching the changes that I'll go through with wonderment. And it's easy. That's a whole vibe. You can actually lose that excitement and wonderment through all of the messaging that's being marketed to us online. So again, my hair is dry only in the sense that usually it's not wet, but it is not brittle. So it's extremely soft. Um, there are times now where I can really feel the sebum, my natural sebum, on my scalp. So my scalp is not dry. I massage it quite often. I love that I don't have grease on my pillows and on my clothes. I got a little length now. I just did a little, I don't even know if I can call it a trim. Sometimes I will cut some of them, but I can see a big difference from these. It's amazing how teeny tiny these are. And these that I've allowed to combine because these have a much stronger base. And also with rinsing them, quite often they actually lock very easily. They intertwine easily. They have their natural little curls here. So I'm going along for the ride just to see what my hair and my skin, what they can do. And it's wonderful to be able to roll out of bed and jump, throw some water on my face, brush my teeth, and jump right into my movement practice. That's a priority. That is a top priority, one of the bestest parts of my day. The garden is a priority. It brings me deep relaxation. At 4:30 in the morning, quite often I sit for intentional, relaxed breathing and journal writing. And it's interesting, it's something I've done off and on for years. I've been finding myself actually really enjoying it, which is interesting. Kind of like with my flexibility, quote unquote, yoga practice. I find myself enjoying the quiet and the peace. I don't know, something that's enjoyable about it. I feel like it's a little secret. So it's wonderful. I've traded a lot of time, energy, and resources, and you only have so much time in the day. I've traded a lot of that preoccupation with hair. I could not imagine sitting in a salon for hours. That is not part of my reality intentionally. That's time that I can be laying on the floor, taking a nap, meditation, a yoga practice, or in the garden. And I get more back emotionally, mentally, in terms of being calm and grounded. It's a good time. It's like going on vacation. So I've made a conscious choice to choose this over that. And I've been playing around with some old flexi rods. Usually I like pipe cleaners. You gotta be careful not to let the pipe cleaners get caught in the hair. But this is drying very quickly. So again, I think dark towels are a good idea just to squeeze the hair. Again, if your hair is very fine, squeezing it is fine as opposed to wringing it. I think wringing it can put too much tension on the hair. Because it doesn't have oil in it, I can see the natural color. It will lighten when I go out into the sun. It is very hot where I'm at now. And you can decide where you want your part, if you want your part in the center. Now that it has a little bit of length, you see those natural curls? We used to call these kitchens. All kinds of teasing names we have for our hair. So sometimes now I can play around. If I want to move my part, I can move it over to the side and tuck it. Sometimes I'll put in two very light ponytails for exercise because I don't like the feeling of wet hair on my neck because I sweat a lot when I'm exercising. And I often don't get to see the back, so this is the back. And again, if I was twisting this, you would see my scalp. But I like to just feel what my hair is feeling like. And it's funny, I'm trying to remind me, I'm looking at my mung bean sprouts. Somebody was asking me the other day what I do for protein. I think that's such a funny question. Being that there's so much information out there, I'm not concerned about protein because I eat a good amount of food. I'm very conscientious of nutrition and balance. So yeah, it's interesting. It looks, I think, even thicker to me than on camera, but I can now, you can definitely see as it's matured. I think now you can see more that it's flat. Looking from a distance, you may not be able to tell that they're all flat, and I'm fine with it. I'm going along for the ride. Someone was asking me the other day why I don't have a lot of grades. I don't know. Just a lot of things. I don't even think about that stuff. I'm not thinking about it. Not on my radar. And I just want to be carefree with my hair. So there's there's a video on this channel for the Afro Flower Challenge. Again, this may be a consideration. If you have questions, feel free to hit me up at body-culinary.com or info@body-culinary.com. If you'd like my feedback or insight, I can just share with you my experience. Your journey may be different. Um, though, yeah, this is freedom here. There's so much that I don't have to think about. And I tell you, that's a tremendous weight. Don't have much to deal with lint. Um, yeah, not much because it's not a lot. It's not, the lint is not so attracted to it because of the oil. Um, I do have one natural shampoo that I like. I find that I don't have to use it often. This, I can actually pull this off. I'll cut this off. Yeah, so I find that I don't need it so frequently because I don't have the oil and stuff in it, so I can rinse it and massage it, and I can actually rinse it more often, and it will dry very quickly. So that is very soothing, and it's very refreshing to me. So I like to find things, although I love food and I'm a chef and I like healthy whole living foods, I think it's beneficial to find other practices that soothe us, that are nutritive, that are not physical food. So shower meditation or shower relaxation, just allowing the water to run down over your head and just to sit there with your thoughts. I like to take the time to be present for those kind of activities. Any opportunity I can use to ground myself and calm and center myself with regular everyday practices, I take them. So I've taken a lot off of the table. I do get a good amount of shrinkage. Once our hair gets to a certain length, it'll seem like you really don't see a lot of length because my hair is very kinky cottony. It's very high shrinkage. So it will seem like you don't see it grow until it gets to a certain point, and then it will start to fall over, and then you'll start to see more of your quote-unquote length. However, I'm much more comfortable with cutting and trimming my hair, or sometimes if I'm just feeling like no need to hold on to things that are tattered or broken or worn out, you know, it's a mentality, and I'll just take the scissors out and I'll start cutting. So I don't feel so preoccupied with length. I'm enjoying the length. I also will say, though, I really like my hair extremely short. So for me, if I felt like this was holding on by a shoestring and my hairline was back here, I would cut it off. I'm not attached. So your hair and your journey can have whatever context you create and whatever narrative. So as long as it's healthy and it's working for you, you know, this is your journey. Your food, your hair, your movement practice is yours. So how do you want to cultivate it? So I just thought I'd come on just to share with you. I got a little bit of length. It is going to shrink up a little. It looks like it's long, but it's definitely going to it's going to shrink right as it starts to dry. So I actually made some little silk pillowcases or pillowcase like a covering, which are really nice. And then also I made them into some colorful scarves that I can also put on my hair. And that's it. You know, when it's damp, a lot of times I will tie it down. That keeps it somewhat neat, if you will, if I want the hair to lie a certain way. So while it's damp, I'll tie it up with a very fine scarf so that it can breathe, so that it can dry thoroughly, so I don't have issues with mildew. It is actually kind of late to be washing my hair, although I have interesting hours. Over the last month, I have been intentionally, this is late for me today, getting into the bed very, very early. So having my yoga practice usually at night, and doing some intermittent fasting. So I think we're going to continue with that. But I just thought, as I was, it's so hot, and I jumped into the shower just to cool myself off. I thought I would just come on. For any of those folks, again, just some inspiration, or maybe to give you an idea. Maybe you have very fine hair, and maybe some people are, are concerned, what's going to happen if my hair, oh, look, I think there might be a gray hair there. People think I don't have gray hairs. Maybe want an idea of what the hair is going to look like. So again, I can smooth these out, but I like to feel my hair. I like to feel my hair. I'm big into self-massage, which is something, a little opportunity you have every day for massage. In the evening, breast massage to make sure that you don't have any growths there. It's also very soothing, as well as stomach massage, going along with the rest of your body. These are simple, leveraged lifestyle practices that you can do for yourself, that you have access to. So I invite you all this evening to have a deep rest. Hopefully I will see you in the morning. At 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's Harriet squats workout. It's a nice Tootsie Roll of cardio, dynamic flexibility, strength, corrective exercise, and coaching corrective exercise, so that you can start, activate, refine, cultivate a personal movement practice. That's really all that you need, and hopefully it's the best part of your day. Then you're up early enough to make your healthy food. So 4:30 I sit for deep breathing and meditation and journal writing, goal setting, and then at 5 a.m. is Harriet squats. So Body-Culinary is on the Discord server. You'll need to download the Discord app, fill out the application so that a name can be matched with the email. So you can be identified so that it is a safe space. Everyone has to have a name with an email so I can see folks and not admit folks into the room who I cannot recognize. I think it's very important to cultivate and be unapologetically protective of safe spaces for women and for youth. Yeah. So intended for you all to have a deep, regenerative rest this evening with some sweet dreams about visions for your life, things you'd like to experience, and just some peace and calm. You can find Kwasa with a K, Peaceful, like full belly eating, on TikTok, Body-Culinary on Instagram, between the different platforms, as well as here in the community section. I will share some of what I'm making with living food. Oh, also, so today, every now and then I feel just very creative. I was sprouting some corn, some local corn, like a red and a yellow corn, and I decided to make a living cornbread. So hold on one second, let me see. I don't think it's done yet, but I'll just give you a peek, because we like everything from scratch over here. So let's see. It's coming out pretty good. So this we are drying. So let's see if we can see. I don't know if you can see here. This is a live cornbread, so it's going to take a while to dry. Right, so I don't know if y'all can see that. You got a living cornbread. So I'll be creative when it comes to growing things, drying things. And I love everything from scratch. So usually after the workout, so meditation, deep breathing, aka deep relaxation and breathing and journal writing. 5 a.m. is a workout. 6 a.m., usually to around 11 a.m., I'm in the garden. So I always got lots of garden projects happening. And then I have online stuff. So usually I have a lot going on during the day. And that's what my grandma Lou said, if you stay busy, you stay out of trouble. Which is part of the intention for Flower Fit community and coaching. So if you're interested in coming together around specific activities, garden therapy, so many therapeutic benefits. Peaceful consumption, food that loves you back, your brain, your arteries, your womb, your reproductive organs, your vitality, and then a personal movement practice. That's what that community is about, coming together around activities, getting into action around what you say you value, and then there's also group coaching, life coaching, specifically around those activities, getting into action around garden therapy, your personal movement practice, and peaceful consumption. So there's also the 7-day nutritional reset, The guide to whole living foods, the official guide for Body Culinary, is whole living foods in the hood with menus to fit your budget. There's whole fresh living foods as a lifestyle, not a diet. That's available on bodyculinary.com. Raw vegan cakes, goddess cakes, that workshop is available. Healthy eating for men. Natural beauty, no products, using food as your product, first on the inside and then on the outside, all that produce you're paying for on your hair and skin. Yeah, so those are available. If you're interested in coaching, feel free to reach out to me, info@body-culinary.com. Have a wonderful, deep rest. See you soon. Like, comment respectfully, and subscribe.